So Adams Morgan's been sort of both like a hippie neighborhood and just a like interesting neighborhood for a long time. It used to be a really heavily Ethiopian neighborhood, and there were a lot of Ethiopian nightclubs and stuff. And there's always been like reggae bars and punk bars, and it's kind of been a center of counterculture in DC for a long time. So I think that that's probably why they picked it originally, because they come from a generation of, kind of old hippies that open businesses. You will have more fun coming in here than you will shopping on Amazon. It is much easier to go to Amazon.com than it is to go to Barnes & Noble. And if there's nothing that you get out of the big box store experience that you can't get online, then there's no appeal to it. It's cheaper to do it on Amazon. It comes right to your house. We offer a space and a curated selection and an atmosphere and music and an old book smell and that kind of stuff. So I think it's worth it to people to come here to walk around or go on a date, or it's the space itself that's worth it. Well, for big box stores, they just don't really, there's nothing that they offer that the internet doesn't offer. So in a lot of ways, we've actually benefited from that. Amazon kind of killed that stuff, which used to be our competition, and left this other little space where you can be kind of a niche market. It used to be a much bigger party neighborhood, and we actually used to be open till midnight on the weekends, so people would come in here drunk and buy books all the time. I think it's a little bit more low-key right now because a lot of that stuff has moved to 14th Street or various places, but eventually I think we will float with the tide as things change again in Adams Morgan. I find that when people come in to look for things, that I tell them that you often won't find what you're looking for, but you'll find something you didn't know that you were looking for. And I think that that's one of our strong suits, is that we have a lot of cool stuff that's hidden in places, a lot of cool old weird mysteries or old weird leftist pamphlets or all these things that it doesn't really occur to people to look for, but once you find it, you're like, wow, I can't believe this exists, that this cover was so cool, So yeah, I think that the utility of it is as a place to kind of immerse yourself in and hunt around and find little gems. It's like how you can have an LP store now, or a tape store. Like when I was a kid, a cassette tape store was insane, but now I know people that own those because it's kind of like nostalgic and cool and cheap, and there's an appeal to that. And I think we fit that same space where, everyone goes to Spotify for most of their music, but if they want physical music, it's worth it to go to some cool little record store where a guy who loves what he's doing is picking everything.